This show is created in the course of the LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed Creators program powered by Gameloft. One loves to spend time on this game. The other tries to play it free to play but fails when their favourites are staring at them in the face. Together, there are no signs of intelligent life on board, but with both having played this game since launch, the one thing we are sure of is that you will be entertained. This is the LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed edition of the Escape Pod Cast, a service of the Escape Pod Castaways, a weekly look at the mobile game LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed from Gameloft, live from the network studios of Castaway Central. Here are your hosts, the Llama and Paul Anthony.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into this week's edition of the Escape Podcast, LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed Edition. My name is Paul Anthony, and as always, I am joined by my very, very favorite Llama, Sam. How are you this week?
Oh, wonderful. I mean, now that we're getting talked to, this is great.
For the most part, we are. I'm not going to go into all the behind-the-scenes stuff, if you will, but I will mention that, it has been a little bit of a ghost town. We tried to get information to just say, is everything still okay? Is what's going on with the content creator program? It was a little bit tough. It really was.
Yeah, it was.
But this is all because of the fact that they have changed teams. They've changed teams for LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed. I'm going to bring up the original post here. The original post said... Oh, and I just clicked off of it. The original post said that we've been seeing a lot of questions about WAF. I think we covered this last time.
Yeah. So it was...
I don't remember exactly where it was. Let's see if I can find the official.
I believe it was in where the Q&A was. Them announcing the Q&A.
Okay, so on November 4th, here it is. On November 4th, hear ye, citizens of Piptown. First of all, nice to meet you. Some of you may have already heard about that LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed being transitioned to another team. So it's time to confirm the rumors are true. I hadn't heard a damn thing about that.
Yeah, all we really heard was that Abo and WAF weren't on the team anymore.
Yeah. So we are a small but mighty team, and we're thrilled to announce that we will want to host our first Q&A session, not a usual live action this time, but more of a complex one, where we are newbies, so give us a brick break, carefully collect and answer lots, in capital letters, of your questions. Our game designer, Mark, will be by the mic. So how about today, November 4th, 2 p.m. GMT, which was 8 a.m. our time. All Facebook and Discord peeps, we are awaiting your tricky questions.
So that announcement originally went up on Facebook, not on Discord.
Well, it went up at 8:04 a.m. on November 4th Central Time, so 9:04 your time.
But I saw it first about a half an hour earlier than they posted it on Discord on Facebook, because I remember I took a screenshot and I sent it to you, and then I sent it in the content creator chat, and I was like, guys.
Yeah. And there was no response.
Crickets. We talked amongst ourselves for the better part of a week.
I was kind of
radio silence.
Yeah, I was kind of leading the charge in the content creator room, being like, "Look, you know, and once again, I'm getting a little bit maybe too behind the scenes here, but I was saying to I was pleading. Sorry to hit the mic there. I was pleading with the team. I'm like, just anything. All we want to know is something.
Yep.
And we got the same answer that we'll get to here in just a moment at the very end of the post.
Yep.
But so 15 hours ago in the dead of night for us US people. Real quick, little Gen 8 in chat says, "Do you think the game will continue?" Yes. Yes, I do. And we'll get into that more as we pontificate, as we like to
words.
do. 15 hours ago, the answers are finally here. We're really excited to meet you, and thanks to everyone who participated in our Not That Usual Q&A session.
6 days. The answers are here 6 days after they told us they were going to be.
Technically 7. Well.
Nope, 6.
6, yeah. Mm-hmm. Our team has prepared answers for you, but first of all, we want to say that at the moment, the ones who really know the game are you. That's a bit concerning.
Not something I would have said.
Yeah. We're working hard to learn all the features and little things to catch up with you. We're not ashamed to not know something, because only with personal experience and your help and feedback we will be able to make the game even better together. How are we supposed to take that?
I don't know. The only thing that comes to mind between the lack of communication in the chat for a really long time and the weirdness of the Q&A that wasn't really a normal Q&A and the 6 days late of posting the answers to the Q&A, it doesn't give me a lot of faith in how well this transition is going. It doesn't seem like it's going very well to me at all.
And when we say this, we want to be clear that we're not saying that the team that it's being transitioned to does not have the skills.
Right. We're not talking about the previous team versus the new team versus anybody's capabilities or communications. Like, we're literally just talking about the transition itself and how it feels very rushed. It feels not very thorough to me.
Sudden is a good word.
Great word.
So, we received way more questions that this post might contain, and we noted a lot. Although we may not have answered many of your questions, we will address them as soon as we know more details about each topic individually.
Yeah, because that was the thing. So they opened up the Q&A chat channel like they normally do, and it was just a flood of it. It really wasn't anything outside of the normal Q&A spectrum. It was a lot of questions all at once. It was a lot of conversation all at once. People were repeating the same thing. It was, utter chaos as they normally are. The only difference is this time we didn't actually get any answers in real time.
It was interesting.
Yeah. So let's get into the questions. So I'll take the first one. Is the game doing well or not so much? Or is it closing and phasing out? Their answer was the game is doing well, but they will not be creating new content and updating the game, just rebuilding.
You added a word there. It where are you reading that?
Oh, we will be creating new content and updating the game. We're just rebuilding. Got it. My bad. I did add a word.
Okay, because I was following along and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, that was my bad.
Yeah. So what they're saying here, translation, layman's terms. If you need some translation on this, it's certainly not dying. It's certainly not closing. Do we think the game will continue? Now we can give you Little Gen 8 an emphatic yes. Yes, we do believe that the game will continue. They'll be creating new content and updating the game, so they're going to be... It might look different soon. We're just rebuilding comment is more in the way of explaining the delay. Fair enough, right?
Fair enough.
So, what was the transition like? What was the purpose of changing the teams? First of all, please let us introduce ourselves. We are a Gameloft team based in Ukraine, LVIV. What's LVIV?
I think it's a city in the Ukraine.
LVIV. I'm going to look it up here. Lviv, Ukraine is a city in Ukraine. You are absolutely correct. I want to see exactly where in Ukraine. There's an international airport there.
Boom.
It is located...
Bring us all over.
It's located in the west of Ukraine, near Poland. It's kind of like the first major city coming out of Poland, actually.
Okay.
It's in the northwest, mostly west of Ukraine, coming out of the southeast of Poland. It's the first major city, it looks like. Actually, it looks pretty sprawling, to be honest with you. Maybe about the size of Long Beach.
Okay.
To put it in terms you'd be familiar with.
Okay.
So that's not bad. It's all right. So let me get now that we've taken a detour
Geography
there.
lesson.
We have experience of working with Spider-Man Unlimited, Gangstar New Orleans. The Ukraine team put together a New Orleans game.
Yeah.
World at Arms, I've heard of that game. City Mania, Iron Blade, and Asphalt Extreme.
Extreme.
Not a bad lineup, isn't it? So, World at Arms, that one is a... Here's the problem I find with World at Arms. World at Arms took a major hit with APK hackers.
Okay.
That's the one that I wanted to... That's the one that I worry about. Because if you look up World at Arms, the first thing is World at Arms mod APK. World at Arms hack 2020. These are things that immediately come up. Not World at Arms game, not World at Arms the video game or anything. A Global History of World War II, a book by Gerald Weinberg.
Okay.
So I mean, it's...
Well, I did just look up real quick Spider-Man Unlimited, and the game was the first thing to pop up. So
yeah. Let's real quick look at Asphalt Extreme. I'm just wondering. I didn't see that one. Asphalt Extreme video game. It's a racing game, of course.
okay.
All
Looks
right.
interesting.
So I mean, there's it's these have all been these have all been mobile games. They all have been mobile games, so they are versed in the mobile game industry.
Yep.
All right. We'll continue on from there. So we do know that they have their mobile game chops underneath their belt. Mm-hmm. We're excited to have an opportunity to work with LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed now, since the Toronto team, which worked with the game from the very beginning, is moved to another project. All right. DRC Views, hello. Thanks for joining us. We're just discussing the Q&A now. We're picking up their amazing work and building a whole new world of experience for you and with you. So they're doubling back down on the open. The transition of a project from one team to another is a huge and complex process, where you have to take into account a myriad of things, starting from a vision of game evolution. I mean, we've seen this with Galaxy of Heroes and the changing of some hands pre and post carry. And game design principles, code structure, various guidelines, legal rules, and of course a ton of documentation. The way that video games are developed, from my experience with friends that are in the industry, are that we will see, if you do need to do a transition, or even before then, you are coding things in a way that anybody can just jump in there. It's part of your job. Right. And the project manager needs to set everything up in certain places, in certain ways, that anybody can come in, look at the plan, at the master plan, and not have to ask where something is at. Mm-hmm. That's a very, very strenuous and rigorous process for live producers.
Right.
And then, of course, they also mention the fun part is we need to play the game a lot. They also mentioned code structure, legal rules, and, of course, a ton of documentation. The fun part is we need to play the game a lot. But as far as we see, it would really take time to get on your level.
So, while you were going through and reading, I did do some Googling. And I just, very simple, top games by Gameloft. Because I wanted to see people's opinions. So I looked at a couple articles, I looked at a couple posts, and 1, 2, 3 out of the 6 or 7 games that they mentioned are listed on most of the top 10 lists that I had. So, I mean, that's
cool.
a good thing. So Spider-Man Unlimited, City Mania, and Asphalt Extreme, believe it or not, were the 3 that I saw in pretty much every single top 10 list that I looked at.
See, when I Google Spider-Man Unlimited, I get the movie. Short.
See, when I Googled Spider-Man Unlimited, the game was the first thing I found.
Nice. But that is what it is. Will there still be a water event? I'm thinking so.
I'm assuming yes, because from what we heard, they already have the IP, but we don't really know how, delayed it's going to be.
Or what, technically.
Right.
We have our suspicions. We have our deep rumors.
Not SpongeBob. Oh my god, not SpongeBob. Anyway, number 3, will there be a person we can contact in Discord? Yes. Maria is the new Gameloft community manager for LEGO Legacy, and Emilian, who is the community moderator. So now we've got 2 people. They will take care of everything we need to connect with you and keep a constant stream of communication between you players and us, the development team. And I will say, Emilian's pretty active on Discord.
He is, and he is the one who is talking to us, the creators.
Yes.
So, yeah. Number 4, what? That was pretty simple. Nothing really to.
No, and I will say, we as a content community program, whatever limbo balance we are in, we have yet to hear from Maria.
Yeah, I did tag Maria.
It's only been Emilian.
So, yeah. Number 4, what changes are you thinking of? As for now, we are looking into more general improvements of the game. Quality of life. So,
this game needs a lot of them.
It does, as far, but once again, we're not trashing the game when we say that. The game is fun.
No, absolutely.
The game does suffer from some confusing menu flows.
Yeah, and let's put it out on the table. A game and quality of life improvements does not necessarily... A game needing quality of life improvements does not mean it's a bad game. All games have quality of life improvements through every single stage, okay? Like, it's not a bad thing. And for one, I'm excited because I feel like, in the past, some of the bigger quality of life issues that we've been having have not really been a main focus in the game. Like, they haven't really been focusing on fixing it because they've had so much content that they've been wanting to put in the game. So I'm kind of a little bit excited that they're going to be doing some focus on QOL.
Yeah. As for now, also know that we know that the community wants more challenge. Not me. Still trying. And we're searching for ways to deliver that as well. We start slowly with the challenge, though. We know that you guys don't like it when the challenge is all about dodge, so we
Shout out to the Fancy Life.
So we'll definitely experiment on more fun ways to bring you that experience in upcoming events. So, interesting. Let's pause there for a second. I mean, a quality of life update that I would like is, retooling the main menu. Putting Brickspedition in its own thing so I don't have to go into events.
Yep.
That's on my list of number 1. I forget about Brickspedition because it's in events. And I really hate the events screen.
Yeah, that'd be great if they gave Brickspedition its own little area. I'd be all for it.
Yeah. So, what's number 1 on your list of quality of life that you'd like to see?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things in regards to guilds that I think need a little bit of work. I mean, they gave us the ability to track guild participation, which was great, but things like making guilds open or closed, being able to send invitations, being able to kick people and not have people auto join or just join whenever. Those things are big deals when you get to like guild recruitment and things like that. Those are some things that I think that we need really badly.
Yeah.
As well.
We're also considering playing with various game modes and events complexity, so it would be more interesting and challenging for different groups of players. That's also something, pardon me, it's also something that we need to focus on. We gained a lot of players in Ghostbusters.
Yep.
We gained a lot of players after Ghostbusters. Space Reworks actually brought more people in, or rather back people that
both
fell away,
right? Yeah, both.
So this also includes rethinking the approach of minifigure teams and synergies to provide you with a greater value of different teams' composition. We also think of a better way to direct new users so they'll learn key game concepts faster.
Now that last part is something that I will say games like Marvel Strike Force do really, really well. they direct you from the start and target new players and say, hey, here's all of this information that will help you play this game better. And I think that if they put that into this game, that'd be great. That's something that SWGOH does not do.
DRC says their number one, I'm paraphrasing here, their number one would be making the in-game status effects easier on the eyes when in battle. Bo Monday says persistent filters and character screens.
Yeah. All good things. Like I said, and this isn't to say the game is bad, but there's always a plethora of quality of life updates that can be had. So I think that, you know, it's a good thing that they're taking a step back and focusing on them. I do.
Yeah, some way to know what the buffs or debuffs do. You know, we're a little spoiled with Galaxy of Heroes. You know, we both play that game as well, and are a little spoiled by that. What WTF is Dizzy? Bo Monday asks.
Dizzy's like stun, right? Like
they
lose a turn and that whole thing.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's still up.
I don't know. Maybe that's something that we can do. You know, you and I should do one day when there's not too much information. We'll have a show and we'll go through status effects. Well,
I mean, we Neil and I did that a while ago. I'm actually going to bring up on lhu.gg. They do have a status effects list.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have bricked on here. It hasn't been updated in a little bit.
Yeah.
But Dizzy, quote unquote, prevents the minifigure from countering, assisting, doing bonus attacks, and increasing their pep.
There you go.
So it's a fracture? No. It's burning.
No.
Burning you can't
damage.
gain turn meter.
Yeah, but burning causes damage.
No, burning does not cause damage. Applying the burning does. But burning does not allow you to increase your pep. So it's actually, I'm going to put it this way. It is fracture minus the fact that they don't get their turn.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so why can't we, you know, I'm sure I could Google it, but why can't I find info in the game easily?
Well, you can do the same thing in this game as you can in SWGOH, right? Where you can hold down and the status effects bring up a little thing, right? Or no? Or is that what you're talking about?
I don't think you can. If you can, then
I haven't tried it, so I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't tried it in a while.
I am gonna bring up the game to test it though. So.
Yeah, go ahead and do that, and I'll take the next question real quick while you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5 was, how long do you expect updates to take? The frequency of updates might slow down for a certain period of time, as we've mentioned. The transition process is really massive and complex thing. We have a lot to learn from you too, so if you have ideas, suggestions, complaints, any issues, we are here for you and we are listening. That's something that I'm glad to hear from a developer.
Yep.
And surely we need you to keep an eye on our official... And surely we need you... Yeah, they're saying this. And surely we need you to keep an eye on our official pages and channels when we have the news about the upcoming update. So they do say that there's an update. We will share the information with you at 4 in the morning.
Yeah, 4 in the morning your time, 5 in the morning my time.
Want me to move on to number 6?
Okay, no. So you can hold down. So what you do is you hold down a particular character and it will tell you what all of the status effects on that character are currently.
But what about what they do?
Yes. So, like, for example, I just kind of popped up an arena battle. And so I hold down on Master Wu and it brings up Master Wu and I can see where all of his abilities are and, you know, his tags and all that stuff. I can go through each of his abilities if I want to. This is actually really cool. They don't have this in SWGOH for, like, in battle, and I kind of like it. But then over here on the right-hand side, let me just over here on the right hand side. It tells
Is that
you,
in the you're in the battle right now?
I am in the battle. So here, let's do this. So we'll go back out, right?
Okay.
And here's Master Wu. So I'm clicking and holding on Master Wu, and it brings up this screen. So over here, I can go through each and every one of his abilities, and it tells me what they do. It shows you where, like what level you have them up to. And then over here, it tells you what all of the status effects currently applied to that character are.
All right.
So for example, my Master Wu has stealth. It tells you how many turns he has it for. It tells you what stealth does. So hides this minifigure and prevents them from being targeted while there are other available targets. He's also got heal over time for 3 turns and critical chance up 2 for 3 turns, or for 1 turn.
All right, so there we go. Dodgy guarantees this minifigure will dodge the next incoming attack, clears after being triggered. So it's foresight. It's foresight from the other one. Oh, okay, so they're asking from the character screen what each thing does. I could see that as well.
Yep.
So that is a good way of that's a good quality of life update. I could definitely see that. Good on you, Bo. We appreciate you.
Yeah, and I think the reason it's so confusing in this game is because the terminology is different than we're used to, and some of the status effects run a little different. So like for Swoggo, when you look at Swoggo and you go into, each of the characters, unless it's a character unique buff or debuff, there is no explanation. So things like critical chance up, things like tenacity up, things like foresight, things like that, they're not described in the individual character screens, even if a character grants that buff or debuff. So I think it's a little terminology thing, and I understand. It's just, it's a little tough. I agree.
Yep. So go ahead and do number 6 here while
6.
I actually take. Oh no, I can't increase our size there. So
okay,
I'm actually just gonna break out Zoom from here because we're not posting this on the screen, so we're gonna make ourselves a little bigger for this show since we're not displaying things. So anyway, go ahead with number 6 while I make you bigger.
Number 6. When do we get to know when the new IP is? It's hard to say while we are in the process of transition, but as soon as everything settles down, we're going to be looking very closely in that direction, since we already have the information based on a recent in-game survey where you shared with us the IPs you'd love to see in the game. We can't help but notice that you have excellent taste, and we are looking forward to bringing some dreams to reality in the future. So that doesn't tell me about an IP that they may or may not already have. That seems to me like they're kind of geared towards new ones.
So they're coming with additional ones.
Yeah.
They're coming with additional ones. All right, number 7. Will you add any new campaigns anytime soon? As for now, we plan to concentrate on events more.
Yeah, Bo Monday says, seems like they're starting from 0, nothing in flight. That's how that read to me as well, Bo.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 8. Which are the principal goals in the short term for the new team? To make the transition process as smooth as possible, avoid big issues, learn the project well. We are also counting on you. Feel absolutely free to teach us tips, tricks, and tell us stories. We are excited to hear everything. And make sure that everyone is enjoying their time in LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed.
I'm surprised this next one made it in. Will you add more levels to the free training node? We see free training node as one of the least popular challenges in the game. Yeah, because it doesn't and didn't award anything. We want to define the future of this challenge along with the community.
Yeah, I was really curious as to why this question, out of all of the other questions, was included in the Q&A.
Don't know what to say.
I don't know either. To be fair. Will you keep on sharing the Time Quest's calendar? Sure thing. We don't plan to change the frequency or type of announcements. If something good and important is coming, you'll find out about it on our Facebook page and on Discord.
Well, our current calendar is running out for the time quests.
Yeah.
So they need to post that soon.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, next one. Will you add guild chat or messaging into the game? We're not planning to add this feature. Join our Discord to meet builders all across the world and chat about guilds and stuff.
Are you as tired of that question as I am?
I'm as tired of that question as you are. Chat is not coming to a Lego game. It is Lego's mandate. Not gonna happen. Stop asking. Move along, people. Nothing to see here.
Yeah, I understand that it would be a great aspect of the game, but it's their hands are tied, and asking them over and over again is really not going to change that.
Yeah.
Raids when? Will they require...
I wonder who asked that.
That gotta be Jester Goga. Will they require 7-star characters? Will raids be space only? As you may know, raids are still in development. We know it's the biggest feature that you are all waiting for. We believe that raids are a cool thing, but due to the transition process, we are learning everything about raids at the moment, and once we're finished, then we will be able to tell our plans about them. So that to me says raids are way in the future.
Do I agree with you on that one?
Well, I mean, okay, so they said earlier in the Q&A that their focus was going to be on quality of life. Adding a new piece and a new entire piece to the game is not quality of life. I mean, it's quality of life of a player who likes this game because they want new content, but it's not quality of life in the sense that they're talking about.
I still think that we're going to see him before winter's out.
I'm going spring, and I hope I really hope that you prove me wrong.
Let's bet a Lego Zeta on it.
We don't have Lego Zetas. Yeah.
Now, how do you plan to improve the guild function? We think guilds have a big improvement potential, not only general touches, but maybe even new features or modes in the future to provide bigger value for the feature. Well, raids.
Raids would be a big thing.
We are still considering the options, so we would love to hear out the ideas for this from all guild users.
I mean, a guild v guild aspect of this game would be fantastic. I mean, so if you're in ME or if you're in Whizbang, you know that we tried, just as a community, tried to put some sort of like game competition contest thing together. So there's a desire for it because it's fun. So I mean, I think that would be, you know, a guild versus guild aspect similar to like TW in Galaxy of Hero. Like that would be great.
Bo Monday says, we'd love to hear your ideas, and we're still learning about raids. Doesn't instill a lot of confidence in this dev team. Okay, so if you look at the games that they put out before this, that they have focused on, Spider-Man Unlimited, Gangstar New Orleans, World at Arms, City Mania, Iron Blade, and Asphalt Extreme. That's gonna so totally be one of our inside jokes. Those aren't 5-man fighters. Those aren't games like this.
Yes,
they're getting their minifigure feet wet with
that.
This
is an excellent point, Paul, and I am so glad that you brought that up. And I think that it is something that we all need to keep in mind for this transition. Now, am I extremely happy about how it has gone up until this point? No, I'm not. And I will be the first one to admit that. But in the past few days, we have seen a very large increase in communication all around. And I think that we need to give them I know we've been giving them a break, but we need to give them a break. And it's frustrating as players because we were giving the last development team a break. Now we're giving the new development team a break. Now it's break on break, and we're desperate for information and content in the game. But I think that I think that we need to do it because there's a huge learning curve when you look at games that they previously developed in the past and what they're developing now. It's a lot for them to learn. Yeah. And I think the fact that they're even being willing to like be transparent enough to be like, hey, we're learning, we'll get there. Your input is welcome and encouraged. I mean, that's a good thing to me.
Yep. So I know what you're saying, Bo, but in this case, I'm excited to see what an outside studio with fans like us, like you, like you, Bo, like you, DRC, like you, Little Jen, Jester Gogo, all you know, the other people that are lurking right now. You guys are great fans of this game, and let's give them some of this support to make this game what we want it to be.
Yeah.
Because it certainly can be done. It certainly can be done.
Absolutely. Okay, what are we on?
You're on 14.
What will be the price of monthly gem subscriptions? We are not going to change the 14-day pass price or make new ones for now. So Booster Pass is here to stay, and it's not getting any more expensive.
And it's not getting any cheaper if you buy it for longer. That's also what I heard.
Yeah, but I mean, still, it's worth it. We've been through this. We've been through it. You know, Bricko's been through it. Brickdown's been through it. Fancy Life's been through it. GMK has been through it. We've all been through a thorough analysis.
Bulldog, Heinze.
Bulldog, like literally all of us have been through a very thorough breakdown of the net worth of the Booster Pass, and it has proved itself, you know, tenfold over that $10. You're getting a lot of bang for your buck.
Yeah, and Bo Monday agrees. He says there's a lot of value.
Done. Forget all those other people. Bo Monday agrees. Automatic value.
Yep. That if Bo knows Booster Pass.
Yeah.
That was a terrible joke. I'm gonna go. I'll sit in the shame corner after the show.
I'm just gonna do.
When will Yorick be farmable? As for now, Yorick will appear in events and in the shop.
The shop. And yeah, that I'm okay with that. Yorick is to me. Number 16. Currently, people are almost locked into going for Pirate/Buccaneer teams due to the need for gold from the event. How will you fix it? We don't have a ready solution for that at the moment. In general, we want players to concentrate on different factions because there are so many great characters that need your attention.
Just increase the gold a little bit.
Increasing the gold would be great, but at the same time, this specific kind of strategy is not outside of the norm for a game.
Like
I want to stress that, like this. Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, you get a lot of gold from the Bounty Hunter event. You know, you get a lot of gold and training droids with bounty hunters. You have to have them.
Yeah.
So this isn't out of the norm, and I don't think it's unfair.
Yeah. Do you have any plans to improve the arena experience? Yes, we have, but nothing too specific yet.
Yeah, that says we want to make it better. We just don't know how yet.
Okay, let me get into this.
Okay.
I kind of have been saving this for one of those times when I technically don't have anything to talk about, but I've always had this in my back pocket. Here's the way to improve any arena experience. Neil talked about it. We saw it in Disney Sorcerer's Arena. You have a defense team that you can set, and then you go in with your offense teams. allowing people to set a defense team allows you to do that, to theory craft. Now, yes, you're right, Llama. I know what you're thinking. If I could set my defense team, I'm going to try to set a timeout team, right?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
They need to address and create counters for those timeout teams early, like they did in Marvel Strike Force with Minerva.
Yeah.
So getting everybody a fig that can bust through timeout teams is going to be a great idea as well. So there's my answer for that. But what's in my back pocket is you have a 24-hour period from such and such a time to such and such a time that you can redeem your arena payout. So you don't have to, be there at 7 p.m. on, interrupt dinner time in order to do your climb. You could sit there on your lunchtime at work, on your break. Tap, 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 tap. Okay, I took first in arena, claim, and then you set it aside. You could do that once in a 24-hour period. You cannot do it, but there is a cooldown on that claim button for 2 hours. Anytime in a 24-hour period with a cooldown of 2 hours. So you can't go, 11:59, click. Okay, 2:01 a.m., click. You can't claim it like back to back. That would be my thoughts on a way to make arena payouts manageable in games like this. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I like it. But I will say that takes a lot of the competitiveness out of arena.
What competitiveness? You climb up the arena, you still have to climb up there. If somebody's climbing at the same time as you, good on ya. So, Bo Monday talks about World of Mayhem. The payout's based on score, not placement. Everyone with a score gets the payout for that tier. That's nice too.
Yeah.
Or base it on the highest rank you achieved during a 24-hour period.
See, that one I'd be more okay with.
So, anyway, I know you want to do it number 18.
Do you plan to continue the support of the content creator program? As content creators, this is a very important question for us. Yes, it's not on our radar at the moment because we are in the process of transitioning, and it includes the transition of the game community management too. But when everything settles down, we will look into it and let you know about our plans and ideas. And of course, it would be great to hear your thoughts too.
And that's all for now. Thank you for reading or listening to the Escape Podcast LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed Edition. Read it to you in the dulcet tones of Paul and the Llama. So, was this worth the 6 days?
No.
I'm inclined to slightly disagree with you. We wanted communication. We got the words. We got the quote from them. We are listening.
Yeah.
We were told where their priorities lie for their initial rollout.
Yep.
I'm not upset. I'm upset with the time that it took. Was it worth the 6 days? Yes. Was it worth the 6 days? No. Go ahead.
My thing, and this is this was my first reaction to you. So you've heard me say this before. My problem with this is this feels to me like a CG Q&A. Now, for those of you that don't play Galaxy of Heroes, you're going to have no idea what I'm talking about. But for those of you who do play Galaxy of Heroes, you are going to completely understand what I mean when I say that. So it's opening up a forum for people to ask many, many questions, and then going through and picking and choosing the questions that you want to answer as opposed to the questions that are asked. That's my problem with it, is because there were a lot more questions asked than answered.
There were. So we know when, and this equivalency is not, we're not talking about the, what's the word here? We're more talking about the quantity than we are talking about the and not quality necessarily, the content. We're more talking about the content of what it was. So many great questions. We saw them. We saw the questions in the new Bricks on the Block room.
Yeah, lots of questions. There's so many. Like, I mean, there are some that, like, I think, you know, are very valid that they should have answered, but they didn't. Things like, you know, can you look into making Brickspedition a bit more fun? All discussion of difficulty aside, unless you pick a few different teams from Arena, let's face it, most top teams are similar. It's the same thing each week. Can you please look into making it less of a chore and more fun? They were talking about looking at events. Brickspedition is an event at this point in the game.
So I think they were talking about it. They were talking about it when they said, where was it? I'm missing where it was. I'm totally missing what changes are you thinking of? We're also considering playing with various game modes and events complexity. So yes, they did answer that one. If you think about it.
I don't want answers to questions that are vague, and I have to try and interpret it and manipulate it to fit into the question that I have in my head to satisfy me.
You don't want to have to. I think you said it really well there. You don't want to have to think about it to say, was that an answer to my question? You know, right. I mean, it's bad enough in the vagueness of number 18. Do you plan to continue the support of the content creator program? And the words that are, even though they say yes, it's not on our radar at the moment. It should be on your radar right away to incorporate the people that talk about this game, provide positive press for it. Llama, I'm not saying we're entitled.
No.
I'm not saying we're entitled to these things. Should I read my post to them?
I wouldn't read your exact post. I think the thing that I am struggling with is we are tools for the game development team.
You are the biggest tool I know.
Oh, Jesus. That they are underutilizing.
Yes. Yeah, they're not grasping the tool that we can be. We want to be tools for you. We are complete tools. So
I'm just saying, I think that, and I'm not, I mean, part of this is because I'm a content creator and I want to, you know, we are content creators as a content creator, program community, and we want to have value in the game moving forward. But I think that it's slightly frustrating to me because there are so many ways that we could, help the development team get their message across and to get information out and to create hype about this game, and we are just so underutilized. It's slightly frustrating. And then to hear you guys aren't even on our radar at the moment, because it kind of felt that way before too.
in some parts it did. When the content creator program first started up, it was weekly things. And then we had Will on
things for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. 3 weeks. And then we had Will on, and then apparently he was found stuffed in Abbo's basement.
Yeah.
The thing is, we could have you and I talked. We wanted to do a show like this for the longest time.
Yeah.
And we talked about, hey, what about this game? Hey, what about this game? Then comes along Lego.
Not even games. We talked not even games.
Yes, that is true. And then along comes Lego Legacy Heroes Unboxed. It's a 5-man fighter, which is a style we're familiar with. It's Lego, which we love.
Love.
Yeah. Sentient Sax stops in and says, I'm worried about LLHU. I'm going to tell you this. We're going to post this quickly to YouTube. You can, once we're finished, you can go back and watch it. We explain the reason why we're not too worried. But we do value and appreciate your opinion, Sentient. We really do. So, we're going to get through this. We're going to enjoy this. And DRC says the LEGO Legacy community needs tools to test the game, like the content creators were put on a back burner, but it's a mistake. It'll fix itself. Don't worry.
Yeah. I mean, so we keep referring back to it, and it's whether you agree with us doing it or not, but when you take a look at a game like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, right? What was the high point of the game since its released? It was when the developers were communicating frequently with the community. Not just with the community, but the content creators of the community. It had a functioning, well-run, and well-communicated content creator program.
Mm-hmm.
Where they got access to the developers, and they were excited about putting out content for the game.
It was about the birth, or right around the birth of, or just before the birth of the Escape podcast, almost 2 years ago, was the heyday. And we're starting to see it again.
Yes. And I am so happy and excited. We are starting to get back. We're not going to jinx it. We're not going to go there, but yes.
And we see what it can be. And essentially, what you and I are saying is this is truly, we want to be on the precipice of this.
Yes.
We support this game. We enjoy this game. And we invest our time, not just the time that you're watching, but time into this game. And once again, we are tools.
Yes. And that's the big thing that I really, if there was anything that I could say to the development team about this transition and coming out of it, going in the right direction, it is that they should not sleep on the content creators of this game. You and I have very firsthand knowledge of what can happen if the content creators turn on the game and turn on the developers.
We're not saying we would do that.
Exactly.
That is not to be taken as a
threat.
A threat in any way. We are just worried about the content creators and how they have seen. I was the champion and I got called a shill. I got called, and I'm probably being referred to as a shill right now. Comment down below, like and subscribe, and call me a shill. That I'm trying to be positive about the game. Guys, I don't want to play something that I don't like.
Right.
So I am going to preach about a game that I do like, and I'll stay silent about a game that I don't, because this world already has too much frickin' negativity.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, don't sleep on the content creators. New Gameloft team. Don't do it. Because we not only can we be used as tools, we want to be used as tools. I mean, read the freaking content creator chat. That's all we are talking about, is that we want to help the game progress. We want to help the game get more popular. We want to help them release information, and we want to do this and we want to do that. We want to help them test. We want to, we want to do it. We want to do it. Just let us do it.
Yeah. We love the game too, Sentient Sex. All right. I mean, that we filled an hour. Well, we didn't think that we'd be able to fill an hour on this, but we certainly did. Again.
We always seem to find a way.
We seem to find... Life finds a way. Maybe it's Jurassic Park.
Oh, God.
That'd be sweet.
What does that have to do with water?
An island?
Dinosaurs drink water?
No. The island is surrounded by water.
No.
Isla. Island. Let me dream. Shut up. All right. I just want a shirtless Jeff Goldblum minifig.
Same.
All right. Anything else before we move along? Before we close up shop for this week, and look, Bo does not want a shirtless Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, come on.
Anything else, Llama?
No, nothing from me. I think I said my piece.
I think I said too much. With that being said, guys, protect those that you love. Please wear a mask. Be nice to each other, damn it. That is going to do it for us this week on the LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed edition of the Escape Podcast. We love you. We'll see you next week. Llama, push the button.
Will do. Peace. Zoop.